You know what's interesting to me? There was a big thing about maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago that everybody wanted you to listen to your congresses, which is a Congress was this, meeting that LRH had starting in early 60s, and he would get a group of people together and he would give a series of lectures on X. And usually it all really had to do with clearing, because all the Congresses were having to do with clearing. And let me give you, remember that I'm talking about the Congresses. I'm going to give you the unabridged version. Is that okay?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah, time.
Okay. When I was in that TR's course, my very first week in Scientology. Now again, I'm an actor, so communication is something I kind of do for a living. And that's a whole course about communication. So I felt like I'm pretty good at this naturally. And one of the exercises is they use Alice in Wonderland, which has got full of these wild kind of sentences, and you take it and you read it to yourself and then you deliver it as your own. That's a TR1. TR2 is properly acknowledge somebody. So they say off with your head, and you say thank you to make sure they know it and end it, and there's all these other things. Now, here I was doing this TR. It happened to be TR2. And somebody said off with your head, and I said, my God, and they flunked me. And I said, why? And they said, because you're showing, it's supposed to be just thank you, good, whatever. I said, no, read the fucking thing. It says appropriate acknowledgement. If somebody says off with your head, why do you think he chose Alice in Wonderland? And they bring the head technical person in the fucking place, and they're all invalidating the shit out of me, and I'm sticking to my guns. I finally am crying. I said, you guys are fucking wrong. Who the fuck talks like that? Thank you. I got it. Okay. Good. Wow. That would be way too much. Wow. Okay? I totally duplicate that. This is the way you're supposed to talk. I'm really talking to you. But do you see how I'm not? So it's there. this is perfect in terms of their idea. All right, I got it. Okay, so that was good TRs, wasn't excellent. Excellent TRs is more like this. You're really conversational, but I'm not moving, and I'm really looking at you, and I'm ready for everything. And I don't blink, and I'm not really, your eyes stink. Okay? So it's that kind of fucking deal. Some gum wore Sue up. Anyway, that's just a private joke.
Okay.
You know that one, right? Anyway, Mu Gu Gai Pan. These are words that just, you can talk gibberish in Scientology to help you learn your TRs. And one of the things written down is some gum wore Sue up. That's not a sentence. That's like written like Chinese, S-U-M. Anyway, so at any rate, so I'm in there and I'm fucking crying and shitting and like blah, blah, blah. So finally I stop and I toe the line and I'm like, thank you, okay, good, And then about 4 years later, in some event, COB, David Miscavige says, hey, there's been this big breakthrough in this golden age of tech. Fucking piece of shit. One of the things is, here's the real thing. People have been doing the improper acknowledgement. You're supposed to have, it says appropriate acknowledgement. And they have LRH on tape saying, somebody said off with your head, and he goes, my God, that's the right way to do it. So here I was, this guy, first day of school, and I had it right. Now, cut 2. You're asking me how I got out. So I'm in the fucking thing, and they keep telling me I got to do this action, and I got to do this, and you got to do this sec checking, and all this shit. And I'm like, you fucking people, I wouldn't show up here if I wasn't ready. And there would be sec checking, which is basically asking me for my crimes and charging me I probably paid 50 grand, in sec checks to get this shit together, because everything was fucked up, so it must be that I'm fucked up. And I kept saying, these sec checks are killing me. And this is the standard tech now. This is the golden age of tech. And I finally just said, you know something, motherfuckers? I don't care. You could get LRH to fly down here back from fucking Target 2 and tell me that I am fucking doing it wrong. I am not going in session and doing this shit. You guys are fucking killing me. I am here to tell you, you're fucking me up. So I'm out of here until you fucking wake up. Okay? And then they come back to my house and they're offering me free auditing. I say, show me where free auditing is standard. You're not giving me standard tech. Now you want to fix it by more unstandard shit? Get the fuck out of here. You ask Griffey Blythe and the whole rest of those motherfuckers at AO if this is a lie. It's the fucking truth. And I'm out. And then they call, and I just went on course. Because I couldn't take any more of this fucking auditing. It was killing me. So then they come out with this thing. And then, Jason, you have to see this. I wouldn't even go to events, you know? Because I'm at events. Everybody's like, hey, how you doing? And I go, good. I just couldn't fucking lie anymore. I'm ready to fucking die, you know? And I told him, I'm not going. I can't participate. Because my role was like Jason Beghe. I couldn't be like, yeah, well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm fucked up. I hate OT5, and everything's going fucking shitty, and it's fucking not working, and it's costing me a shitload of money, and I'm more unhappy than I've ever been in my entire fucking life.
What would happen if you spoke truthfully?
Well, I would tell that truth. I would talk to RTC and all these things, but it's bad PR. It's none of anybody else's business. You're not supposed to talk about your case. So this is going on, honey, this is going on I was in Scientology maybe 10, 11 years. The last 8 years. Like that, okay? And I'm paying fucking money. Maybe I paid $1 million fucking dollars. I don't know. I don't even keep track. I just said, okay, here's another fucking thing. This is going to work. You think so? Yeah, we finally got it. So anyway, on this fucking thing, I'm out of thing, and I'm doing course, and I'm just off auditing lines, you know? And then you got to see this thing, Jason. He's going to fucking key you out. And I go in, and they show me this fucking... and I'm looking at all these people who are on OT7, and they're going nuts with the sec checks too. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. These people, like, you know, they're supposed to be home auditing, and then they have to go to flag every 6 months, and they're there for like 6 fucking weeks. How are you supposed to, what are you, crazy? And they're coming home like, I had a really good 6 months check. I mean, I said, it's just as clear as day. I tell you, this is not fucking standard. Scientology's not supposed to make you worse. I was experiencing it and watching it. So now they come out, and this is 2-3 years. And this little mistake probably made the church about $500 million. And then about $500 million later, COB gives a fucking briefing on the free winds, and this is what they show me. It's arbitrary, it's canceled. It's an arbitrary, is what they say. So in other words, all this SEP checking was an arbitrary. And through his research and looking into things and rechecking all the LRH's notes, they realized they made a mistake. And so now I don't have to do the SEC check. Aren't you happy, Jason? And all these people like on 7, like a bunch of fucking idiots, were like, arbitraries are canceled. I can just go on and it's going to save me about 50 grand a year and all this shit. And it's like, wow. And me, I'm like, you think that's supposed to make me fucking happy? I feel like you should have a fucking apology. I said, if I were COB and I made that mistake, I wouldn't go, arbitrary is canceled. I say, I made a fucking mistake. I am sorry. And I'd make up the fucking damage. I'd pay. My fucking mistake made me $500 fucking million, and you don't fucking even say you're sorry? You say, guess what? And this is what the fucking thing does. It just plays the same game over and over again. And this, when it going now to the Congresses. The Congresses. Toward the end of this 8 years, they say, and I'm like off auditing. You know, I finished, OT5 finally, and I just said, I don't want any more of this shit. Nobody even said take OT7. Because apparently I'm in the middle of 4 different fucking actions, and nobody knows what to do. You know? So I'm fucking in the middle of L10, you know, I mean, I could tell you about L10 is a story in itself. L10 is a story. So just know that they use my fucking wins on the L's. And the L's are what fucked me up in Scientology. Okay? Now, I go and I say, fuck it, okay, I'll buy these Congresses. It's only a couple of $1,000. And I got something to do, and I'll get in shape. I'll listen to a Congress and go for a walk. So I was one of the first people to finish the Congresses. Because I just sat, I get up and I fucking thing.